Lucky American coins. The 1994 United States 1-cent coin represents another chapter in the long-running Lincoln cent series that has become one of the most recognized and collected coins in American history. Although millions of these coins were produced for everyday commerce, the story behind each coin is much more interesting than its face value suggests. Every Lincoln cent begins as a carefully manufactured metal blank before passing through enormous coining presses capable of striking hundreds of coins every minute. The Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark below the date on the obverse, produced vast quantities of 1994 cents to satisfy the demand for circulating coinage throughout the United States. While most examples entered circulation and spent years passing from one hand to another, a very small number emerged with striking abnormalities, planchette defects, or die-related errors that transformed ordinary 1-cent coins into collectibles eagerly sought by error coin enthusiasts. The denomination of the coin is 1 cent, representing 1/100th of one United States dollar. The official monetary symbol is the cent sign, although collectors and the public commonly refer to it simply as a penny. Despite this nickname originating from British coinage, the official name issued by the United States Mint remains the 1-cent coin. The 1994 Lincoln cent carries a face value of 1 cent, but collectors understand that numismatic value is determined by rarity, condition, historical significance, certification, and the presence of genuine mint errors rather than the denomination stamped on the coin. The composition of the 1994 Lincoln cent reflects the modern era of United States cent production. Since the middle of 1982, Lincoln cents have been manufactured using a zinc core coated with a thin layer of pure copper. This composition consists of approximately 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. The change from the earlier bronze alloy was introduced primarily because rising copper prices made the older composition too expensive for mass circulation. Although the appearance remained similar to previous Lincoln cents, the internal composition became significantly different, reducing production costs while maintaining the familiar design recognized by millions of Americans. The standard weight of a genuine 1994 Lincoln cent is approximately 2.50 grams. This weight is an important specification because experienced collectors often use precision digital scales when examining coins for potential mint errors. A coin weighing substantially more or less than the standard specification could indicate striking on the wrong planchette, improper plating, missing plating, or another unusual minting anomaly. Weight alone does not confirm a valuable error, but it serves as one of the first diagnostic tools used during examination. The coin measures approximately 19.05 mm in diameter and about 1.52 mm in thickness with a plain edge. These dimensions have remained largely consistent throughout the zinc Lincoln cent series. Collectors routinely compare suspect coins with known genuine examples to determine whether diameter, thickness, or edge characteristics reveal evidence of striking errors or post-mint damage. The obverse features the celebrated portrait of President Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth, this design became the first circulating United States coin to depict an actual historical figure rather than the symbolic figure of liberty. Lincoln's calm profile faces right, presenting a dignified appearance that has become one of the most familiar images in American numismatics. Above the portrait appears the national motto, "In God We Trust." The word "Liberty" is positioned to the left of Lincoln, while the date 1994 and the Denver Mint mark D appear to the right. Brenner's initials, VDB, remain discreetly located near the truncation of Lincoln's shoulder on modern issues. The reverse of the 1994 cent displays Frank Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial design, introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. At the top appears United States of America, while the national motto E Pluribus Unum is centered above the memorial. The denomination, 1 cent, occupies the lower portion of the reverse in bold lettering. The Denver Mint has played a significant role in American coin production since opening in the early 20th century. Originally established because of the tremendous quantity of precious metals discovered in the western United States, the Denver facility evolved into one of the nation's principal coin-producing mints. By 1994, the Denver Mint possessed highly advanced coining equipment capable of manufacturing hundreds of millions of cents annually with remarkable efficiency and consistency. The production process begins long before the designs appear on the coin. Large coils of zinc are processed into metal strips before circular blanks are punched from the sheet. These blanks are cleaned, upset to form a raised rim, plated with copper, inspected, and transported to striking presses. At the striking stage, the blank is positioned between hardened steel dies engraved with the coin's obverse and reverse designs. Immense pressure forces the metal into every recess of the dies within a fraction of a second, creating the finished coin. Once struck, coins undergo additional inspection before being counted, bagged, and shipped through the Federal Reserve System into circulation. Although the manufacturing process is designed for precision, no industrial operation is completely free from imperfections. Occasionally, mechanical failures, worn dies, damaged planchets, or human oversight create genuine mint errors. These unintended variations fascinate collectors because they provide a glimpse into the complex engineering behind coin production. Error collecting has become a specialized field within numismatics, with experts dedicating years to studying the causes, rarity, and authenticity of various minting mistakes. One of the most frequently encountered error categories involves die cracks. During repeated striking operations, tremendous pressure gradually weakens the steel dies. Small fractures may develop, allowing metal from the planchette to flow into these openings during striking. The resulting raised lines on the finished coin are known as die cracks. Minor die cracks are relatively common and usually at little premium, while extensive cracks developing into cuds or dramatic retained die breaks can become much more desirable. Die chips represent another common mint anomaly. Tiny fragments of steel may break away from letters, numbers, or other design elements on the die. During striking, metal fills the resulting cavity, producing raised lumps on the finished coin. Many collectors enjoy locating these minor varieties because they demonstrate progressive die deterioration throughout production. Grease-filled dies create another distinctive appearance. Lubricants, polishing compounds, or compacted debris occasionally fill recessed portions of the die, preventing metal from flowing completely into those areas. The resulting struck coins display weak or entirely missing letters, numbers, or design elements. These are legitimate mint errors, but generally command modest premiums unless the missing details create an especially dramatic appearance. Off-center strikes occur when a planchette is not properly positioned between the dies before striking. Instead of receiving a perfectly centered impression, part of the design is missing while a blank crescent remains visible. The value depends upon the percentage of the off-center strike and whether the date and mint mark remain visible. Collectors often favor examples showing approximately 30 to 60% off-center while still retaining the complete date. Broad strikes occur when the retaining collar surrounding the planchette fails to function correctly. Without proper confinement, the metal spreads outward during striking, producing a coin larger in diameter than normal with no defined edge. Broad-struck Lincoln cents remain popular among beginning error collectors because the error is easy to identify and demonstrates an important aspect of the minting process. Clipped planchets originate before striking. During blanking operations, the punch may overlap a previously punched hole or the edge of the metal strip, creating an incomplete blank. Once struck, the finished coin displays a curved or irregular missing section, while still showing complete design details over the remaining area. Genuine clips exhibit diagnostic characteristics such as the Blakesley effect, helping specialists distinguish authentic mint clips from post-mint damage. Strike-through errors occur when foreign material comes between the die and planchette during striking. The object, which may consist of grease, wire, cloth fibers, or metal fragments, leaves an impression on the coin before being removed. The resulting depression, or unusual texture, becomes permanent evidence of the striking event. Every strike through error is unique because no two foreign objects create identical impressions. Double strikes develop when a coin receives more than one strike from the dies. Depending upon whether the coin shifts position between strikes, the second impression may overlap the first or appear partially separated. Dramatic multiple strikes showing clearly visible duplicated designs rank among the most visually impressive mint errors produced by the United States Mint. Collectors often confuse genuine double dies with machine doubling. A true double die originates during die manufacturing, causing every coin struck from that die to display identical doubling characteristics. Machine doubling, by contrast, results from slight movement during the striking process and generally carries little or no collector premium. Careful examination under magnification helps experts distinguish between these two phenomena. Wrong planchette errors represent one of the most valuable categories of Lincoln cent mistakes. Occasionally, a blank intended for another denomination enters the cent production line. When struck with cent dies, the resulting coin may possess unusual color, weight, diameter, or composition. Authentication by a respected third-party grading service is essential because wrong planchette errors are both valuable and frequently imitated. The plating process introduced after the transition to zinc core cents created additional opportunities for unusual mint errors. Missing copper plating may expose the gray zinc core beneath, while incomplete plating can create irregular coloration across the coin's surface. Some plated-related anomalies result from the manufacturing process, whereas others develop later through environmental damage. Distinguishing between genuine mint origin plating errors and post-mint deterioration requires experience and careful analysis. Many people searching through pocket change hope to discover a coin worth millions of dollars. While certain unique numismatic treasures have achieved extraordinary auction prices because of extreme rarity and historical importance, there is no verified 1994 D Lincoln cent known to have a market value of $274 million. Claims of ordinary 1994 D cents reaching such prices are not supported by authenticated auction records or professional numismatic research. However, genuinely rare certified mint errors can still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, and in exceptional cases, particularly spectacular error coins may realize substantially higher prices when offered at major auctions. For this reason, collectors are encouraged to evaluate coins based on authenticated rarity rather than internet rumors. A certified mint error with documented provenance will always attract stronger interest than unsupported claims. Professional grading, accurate attribution, and preservation remain the foundations of long-term numismatic value, and these principles apply just as much to the 1994 D Lincoln cent as they do to any other collectible United States coin. For many collectors, the excitement of searching through rolls of 1994 D Lincoln cents comes from the possibility that an overlooked mint error may still exist in circulation, or in old collections assembled decades ago. Although billions of Lincoln cents have been produced over the years, relatively few survive with genuine, dramatic mint errors that have been authenticated by recognized grading services. This difference between ordinary production coins and authenticated error coins explains why careful examination, knowledge, and patience are essential parts of successful collecting. The striking dies used to manufacture Lincoln cents experience tremendous stress throughout their working lives. Every strike transfers thousands of pounds of pressure from the dies into a small metal planchette. As production continues hour after hour, microscopic wear slowly alters the dies. Early die states produce crisp details, sharp lettering, and well-defined design elements. Intermediate die states begin to show light polishing marks, tiny cracks, or minor deterioration. Late die states often reveal extensive die fatigue, enlarged cracks, worn lettering, and other signs that the dies are approaching retirement. Collectors often enjoy assembling examples from different die states because they illustrate the gradual aging of mint equipment. Die polishing itself can produce interesting varieties. Mint technicians routinely polish working dies to remove clash marks, debris, or surface imperfections. During this process, tiny amounts of steel may also be removed from portions of the design. On finished coins, these polished areas sometimes appear as weakened letters, missing details, or fine polishing lines crossing the fields. While not every polished die variety commands a premium, some become recognized by specialists and receive catalog numbers in variety references. A die clash occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike one another without a planchette positioned between them. The hardened steel dies transfer faint impressions of opposing design elements onto each other. Subsequent coins struck by those clashed dies may display ghost-like outlines of letters or design features where they should not normally appear. Die clashes are fascinating because they reveal accidental contact between the mint's most valuable production tools. Another category attracting collector attention is retained cuds and full cud errors. As die cracks expand, sections of the die edge may partially separate or completely break away. Coins struck afterward exhibit raised blobs of metal where the missing die section once existed. Small retained cuds may only affect a narrow section near the rim, while major cuds can dramatically alter the appearance of the coin. Large, visually striking cuds often command strong premiums because they are immediately recognizable. Misaligned die strikes differ from off-center strikes. In a misaligned die error, one die shifts slightly while the planchette remains correctly positioned within the collar. This results in design elements appearing closer to one edge than another without creating a blank crescent. Minor misaligned dies are relatively common, but significant examples showing dramatic displacement are less frequently encountered. The collar plays a critical role during striking by restraining the expanding metal and imparting the finished diameter. When collar problems occur, several unusual errors may result. Partial collar strikes create coins with sections of normal rims and sections lacking proper edge formation. Tilted collar errors produce uneven rims, with one side appearing broader than the opposite side. Collectors appreciate these varieties because they demonstrate how multiple pieces of machinery must function together perfectly during each strike. Lamination errors originate within the metal itself before striking. Tiny impurities or structural weaknesses inside the metal strip may separate during or after striking, causing thin flakes of metal to peel away from the coin's surface. On copper-plated zinc cents, lamination errors may involve either the plating layer or portions of the underlying zinc core. Genuine laminations often display irregular, lifted metal rather than sharp cuts or scratches caused after circulation. Split planchette errors occur when defective metal separates into layers either before or after striking. A split before strike planchette results in an unusually thin coin receiving a normal strike. A split after strike planchette produces two complementary pieces together representing the original coin. These unusual errors are considerably scarcer than ordinary circulation damage, and generally require professional authentication. Collectors frequently examine the date and mint mark under high magnification, searching for repunched mint marks or doubled features. Because modern minting technology differs substantially from older manual procedures, true repunched mint marks no longer occur in the same manner seen on earlier United States coinage. Nevertheless, collectors continue searching for doubled dies, hub doubling, and other varieties affecting lettering and numerals. The 1994 D Lincoln cent belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse series that ran from 1959 through 2008. This nearly half-century design became one of the longest continuously issued reverse designs in United States history. During those decades, billions of cents entered circulation, witnessing major historical events including technological revolutions, economic changes, and evolving methods of commerce. A single 1994 D cent may have passed through countless pockets, cash registers, vending machines, banks, and businesses before eventually reaching a collector. Condition remains one of the most important factors influencing value. A heavily worn circulated coin typically carries little premium unless accompanied by a dramatic mint error. Conversely, a sharply struck mint state example preserving original luster, attractive surfaces, and minimal contact marks can command significantly stronger prices. Professional grading services evaluate numerous characteristics including strike quality, luster, preservation, eye appeal, and surface condition before assigning a numerical grade. Grades ranging from MS-60 through MS-70 describe mint state coins. MS-60 examples may exhibit numerous contact marks despite never entering circulation. MS-63 coins generally possess improved eye appeal with fewer distractions. MS-65 examples often display strong luster, attractive surfaces, and above-average preservation. Exceptional MS-67 or higher examples become progressively scarcer because even tiny imperfections can prevent achieving these elite grades. Coins certified MS-69 and especially MS-70 represent extraordinary preservation rarely encountered among circulation issues. Original mint luster results from microscopic flow lines formed as metal moves into the dies during striking. This shimmering cartwheel effect becomes one of the first characteristics examined by experienced graders. Cleaning, polishing, environmental exposure, or circulation gradually diminishes this natural appearance. Collectors strongly prefer original surfaces because they provide evidence that the coin has not been improperly altered after leaving the mint. Environmental damage frequently causes confusion among inexperienced collectors. Zinc core Lincoln cents are especially susceptible to corrosion if the protective copper plating becomes compromised. Exposure to moisture, chemicals, soil, or salt may create bubbling, discoloration, peeling, or rough surfaces that resemble mint errors. Professional examination distinguishes these post-mint problems from authentic manufacturing anomalies. Counterfeit error coins occasionally appear in the marketplace. Some individuals intentionally alter ordinary cents by grinding, cutting, squeezing, heating, or chemically treating them to imitate valuable mint errors. Because of these deceptive practices, collectors rely heavily upon respected third-party grading companies capable of authenticating genuine mint origin errors while identifying altered coins. Certification not only protects buyers, but also increases market confidence during resale. Several respected organizations maintain detailed variety listings and error references that assist collectors in identifying genuine discoveries. Researchers document die characteristics, photographs, diagnostics, and known examples, allowing collectors to compare their coins with established varieties. As additional discoveries occur, reference catalogs continue expanding, reflecting the ongoing nature of numismatic research. Roll searching has become one of the most popular methods for locating collectible Lincoln cents. Collectors obtain unopened bank rolls or large quantities of circulated cents and inspect every coin individually. Although the majority prove to be ordinary circulation pieces, persistence occasionally rewards careful searches with die varieties, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planches, or attractive high-grade examples overlooked by previous owners. Many experienced collectors consider the search itself one of the most enjoyable aspects of the hobby. Some enthusiasts specialize exclusively in Denver mint cents, assembling complete date and mint collections while studying subtle die differences unique to that facility. Others focus only on mint errors, regardless of date, seeking examples illustrating every major category of production anomaly. Still others build registry-quality collections emphasizing the finest certified examples available. The diversity of collecting approaches ensures that nearly every enthusiast can find an area matching individual interests and budgets. Proper storage plays an essential role in preserving long-term value. Collectors generally avoid handling coins directly by their surfaces, instead holding them by the edges or using cotton gloves when appropriate. Acid-free holders, archival quality flips, inert capsules, and climate-controlled storage help minimize environmental deterioration. Excessive humidity, temperature fluctuations, and exposure to corrosive chemicals accelerate surface damage, particularly on copper-plated zinc cents. Cleaning remains one of the most common mistakes made by inexperienced collectors. A bright, polished appearance may seem attractive to the casual observer, but cleaning usually destroys original mint surfaces and significantly reduces collector value. Abrasive rubbing creates microscopic scratches easily recognized under magnification, while chemical treatments may permanently alter the natural color of the coin. Most professional numismatists recommend leaving coins exactly as found unless conservation is performed by qualified specialists. Photography has become increasingly important within modern numismatics. High-resolution digital images allow collectors to document varieties, compare diagnostics, request expert opinions online, and market certified coins effectively. Proper lighting reveals die cracks, double details, plating anomalies, and surface characteristics far more accurately than casual snapshots. Many discoveries now reach specialists worldwide within minutes through online collector communities. Auction results demonstrate that rarity rather than age usually determines value. A common 1909 Lincoln cent may sell for less than a spectacular modern mint era because collector demand concentrates upon genuinely scarce production anomalies. Likewise, an authenticated dramatic 1994 D era can command a substantial premium compared with an ordinary uncirculated example. However, values fluctuate according to rarity, certification, eye appeal, and market demand, not unsupported claims circulating on social media. Some internet videos and online advertisements suggest that every unusual-looking Lincoln cent is worth enormous sums of money. Such claims often exaggerate ordinary die deterioration, circulation damage, or discoloration. Responsible collectors verify extraordinary claims through reputable auction archives, professional grading companies, and recognized numismatic literature before assigning significant value to any coin. The fascination surrounding the 1994 D Lincoln cent ultimately stems from its combination of historical continuity and the possibility of unexpected discovery. Every genuine mint era tells the story of a brief mechanical irregularity inside one of the world's most sophisticated coin-producing facilities. Every certified high-grade example preserves the appearance intended by the engravers and mint technicians decades ago. Every circulated example reflects years of economic activity, passing quietly through countless transactions before finally attracting the attention of a collector determined to understand its history. For those beginning their journey into Lincoln cent collecting, the 1994 D issue provides an excellent opportunity to learn about grading, minting technology, die varieties, authentication, preservation, and the importance of separating documented numismatic facts from exaggerated internet rumors. While a genuine 1994 D era coin can certainly be valuable depending on its rarity and condition, there is no verified evidence that any 1994 D Lincoln cent has a current market value of $274 million. Authenticity, rarity, certification, and documented auction history remain the true foundations of value in the world of coin collecting. Beyond the technical aspects of minting and era identification, the 1994 D Lincoln cent occupies an interesting place in the broader history of American coinage. The Lincoln cent itself has survived through changing economic conditions, advances in manufacturing technology, and shifts in collecting trends for more than a century. By the time the Denver Mint produced the 1994 D issue, the Lincoln cent had already become one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. Generations of Americans had grown up using Lincoln cents every day, making the design one of the most recognizable pieces of American currency. The decision to feature Abraham Lincoln on the 1-cent coin was considered groundbreaking when first introduced in 1909. Prior to that time, United States circulating coins traditionally displayed allegorical representations of liberty rather than portraits of actual historical figures. Lincoln's immense popularity following his leadership during the Civil War, and his enduring legacy as a defender of the Union inspired the United States Mint to honor him on the cent. Victor David Brenner's portrait was praised for its dignity and realism, and despite numerous design modifications over the decades, Lincoln's profile has remained remarkably consistent. The reverse design featured on the 1994 D cent depicts the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Frank Gasparro carefully arranged the architectural details so that the memorial remained recognizable even at the coin's small size. Under magnification, collectors can observe the tiny seated statue of Abraham Lincoln positioned between the memorial's central columns. This subtle artistic achievement makes the Lincoln Memorial cent unique, because Lincoln appears on both sides of the same coin. Every genuine 1994 D cent began life as a carefully prepared blank before entering a high-speed coin press. Modern coining presses operate with exceptional precision, striking hundreds of coins every minute. Despite sophisticated quality control systems, occasional mechanical malfunctions inevitably occur. When these rare events coincide with production, the resulting error coins become permanent records of brief interruptions in the minting process. Collectors often distinguish between mint errors and die varieties. Although both categories attract interest, they originate differently. Mint errors typically result from unexpected mechanical problems during production, such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or broad strikes. Die varieties originate during die preparation and are repeated on every coin struck from that particular die. Understanding this distinction helps collectors classify discoveries accurately and estimate their rarity. One particularly interesting area of research involves die progression. Since every working die gradually deteriorates through repeated use, specialists study how cracks, chips, polishing marks, and other features evolve over time. Early die-state coins may display exceptionally sharp details, while late die-state examples often exhibit dramatic cracks and deterioration. By comparing multiple specimens, researchers can reconstruct the chronological life of individual dies used during production. Strike quality varies considerably even among coins produced during the same production run. Small differences in striking pressure, die alignment, and planchette preparation influence the sharpness of design details. Some 1994 D cents exhibit exceptionally crisp lettering and fully detailed Lincoln Memorial columns, while others show weaker areas resulting from ordinary manufacturing variation. Strong strikes generally appeal more to advanced collectors, especially when accompanied by attractive original luster. Luster itself remains one of the defining characteristics of an uncirculated coin. Freshly struck cents display a distinctive cartwheel effect produced by microscopic flow lines in the metal. As the coin is rotated beneath light, bands of brilliance appear to move across the surface. This natural appearance cannot be restored once removed by cleaning or excessive wear. Consequently, original luster significantly influences grading and collector demand. Color classification also plays a major role in evaluating Lincoln cents. Professional grading services often classify copper-plated cents as red, red-brown, or brown depending upon the percentage of original mint color remaining. Fully red examples preserving vibrant original surfaces generally command stronger premiums than otherwise identical coins exhibiting substantial toning. However, naturally toned coins with attractive coloration may also appeal strongly to collectors. Natural toning develops over years of exposure to air, humidity, storage materials, and environmental conditions. While some collectors prefer brilliant red examples, others appreciate rainbow hues or subtle shades of violet, blue, orange, and gold that occasionally develop on properly stored coins. Artificial toning created through chemical treatments is generally considered undesirable and may reduce collector confidence. The 1994 D Lincoln cent also reflects an era during which the United States Mint continuously refined manufacturing techniques. Automated inspection systems, improved die production, and better quality control reduced many types of manufacturing defects compared with earlier decades. Nevertheless, no production system is completely immune from occasional mistakes, ensuring that genuine errors continue to emerge despite technological improvements. Some of the most dramatic mint errors involve multiple failures occurring simultaneously. For example, a clipped planchette may also receive an off-center strike, or a broad-struck coin may additionally display a die crack or strike through. Such combinations are naturally much scarcer than single-error coins because several independent events must occur together during production. Collectors often pay substantial premiums for authentic multiple-error examples because of their uniqueness and visual appeal. The marketplace for error coins has expanded considerably over recent decades. Greater public awareness, widespread internet access, and high-resolution digital photography have enabled collectors worldwide to share discoveries almost instantly. Auction houses now regularly feature specialized error coin sales, attracting bidders from numerous countries. Certified examples with exceptional eye appeal often generate significant competition among advanced collectors. Third-party grading has transformed modern numismatics by providing independent authentication and standardized grading. Encapsulation protects coins from handling while offering buyers increased confidence regarding authenticity. Major grading companies employ experienced specialists capable of distinguishing genuine mint errors from altered coins, environmental damage, or ordinary wear. For valuable discoveries, certification frequently enhances marketability and collector trust. Educational resources have also become increasingly accessible. Specialized books, online databases, collector organizations, and educational seminars allow enthusiasts to deepen their understanding of minting technology and error attribution. Many beginning collectors first learn through searching pocket change before gradually expanding into advanced research involving die diagnostics, production methods, and historical mint records. Patience remains one of the most valuable qualities for successful collectors. Thousands of ordinary coins may be examined before discovering a single noteworthy variety or authenticated mint error. Yet this very rarity contributes to the excitement of the search. Every roll opened presents another opportunity to uncover an overlooked treasure that escaped notice for decades. Many families unknowingly preserve collectible coins in jars, drawers, piggy banks, or inherited collections assembled by previous generations. These accumulations sometimes contain high-grade examples, unusual errors, or scarce varieties overlooked simply because their significance was not understood. As interest in coin collecting continues, more individuals examine old collections with fresh appreciation for their historical and numismatic value. Economic conditions also influence collector demand. During periods of financial uncertainty, tangible collectibles often receive increased attention as individuals diversify their holdings. Although coin collecting should primarily be pursued for enjoyment and historical appreciation rather than guaranteed investment returns, exceptional certified coins have demonstrated long-term desirability within the numismatic marketplace. Professional conservation differs significantly from cleaning. Conservation performed by qualified specialists focuses on stabilizing harmful contaminants without damaging original surfaces. Improper cleaning, by contrast, typically removes metal or alters natural surface characteristics, permanently reducing collector value. Recognizing this distinction helps preserve important numismatic material for future generations. When evaluating any unusual 1994 Lincoln cent, collectors generally begin with several basic observations. They verify the weight using a precise digital scale, measure the diameter if necessary, inspect the edge for abnormalities, examine both sides under magnification, compare suspected features with known varieties, and consider whether the unusual appearance could result from post-mint damage. Only after systematic evaluation should conclusions regarding authenticity be reached. Experienced collectors also recognize the importance of documentation. Recording where and when a coin was discovered, photographing it before handling, and maintaining accurate notes regarding weight and dimensions can prove valuable if authentication becomes necessary later. Provenance occasionally adds historical interest, particularly for significant era discoveries. The popularity of Lincoln cents has inspired numerous specialized collecting challenges. Some enthusiasts attempt complete date and mint collections, while others focus exclusively on double dies, die cracks, clipped planches, or off-center strikes. Registry set competitions encourage collectors to assemble the finest certified examples possible, promoting careful preservation and continued interest in high-grade coins. Children frequently begin their collecting journey with Lincoln cents because they remain affordable and widely available. Searching through pocket change teaches observation, patience, historical curiosity, and attention to detail. Many lifelong numismatists recall discovering their first wheat cent, or unusual mint era, as the experience that inspired decades of collecting. The enduring appeal of the 1994 Lincoln cent lies not in extravagant internet claims, but in its authentic connection to American history, engineering, artistry, and everyday commerce. Every genuine mint era represents a fleeting moment when the normally precise manufacturing process deviated from perfection. Every well-preserved uncirculated example preserves the craftsmanship intended by the mint's engravers and technicians. Every circulated coin reflects years of participation in the American economy. It is important for collectors to distinguish verified market information from sensational online headlines. Claims suggesting that ordinary 1994 Lincoln cents routinely sell for hundreds of millions of dollars are unsupported by documented auction records or professional numismatic research. Truly extraordinary prices in coin collecting are generally reserved for unique historical rarities, famous pattern coins, or exceptionally rare early issues with remarkable provenance. A 1994 Lincoln cent may indeed become valuable if it possesses a rare authenticated mint era combined with outstanding preservation, but its value must always be established through rarity, certification, condition, collector demand, and documented sales rather than unsupported numerical claims. For many collectors, however, the greatest reward is not financial. The satisfaction comes from understanding the history behind each coin, recognizing subtle production characteristics, learning the science of minting, and preserving a small piece of American heritage. In that respect, every authentic 1994 Lincoln cent, whether ordinary or extraordinary, serves as a tangible reminder of the craftsmanship, technology, and history embodied in even the smallest denomination of United States coinage. As collectors continue to study the 1994 Lincoln cent, they often discover that the coin offers far more than its modest face value suggests. Every aspect of its production, from the preparation of the dies to the final inspection before shipment, represents decades of refinement in minting technology. The Denver Mint, responsible for striking this particular issue, operated with remarkable efficiency during the early 1990s, producing enormous quantities of circulation coins while maintaining strict quality standards. Even so, the sheer volume of production meant that occasional imperfections escaped detection, creating the mint errors that continue to fascinate collectors today. The life of a working die is relatively short compared with the total number of coins produced each year. Although dies are manufactured from hardened steel capable of withstanding tremendous pressure, they gradually wear with each strike. Engineers monitor die performance closely because excessive wear affects strike quality and may eventually produce defects such as cracks, chips, or distorted lettering. When a die reaches the end of its useful life, it is removed from service and replaced with a newly prepared die. This continual cycle ensures consistent production, while also explaining why certain die varieties exist only for limited portions of a production run. Collectors often examine Lincoln's portrait under magnification, because subtle differences in strike quality become especially noticeable around the hair, beard, bow tie, and facial features. Coins struck from fresh dies typically display sharper details and stronger relief than those produced later in the die's lifespan. Similarly, the reverse design of the Lincoln Memorial reveals varying levels of detail depending upon striking pressure and die condition. The tiny columns, steps, and architectural features provide excellent indicators of strike quality. One aspect of collecting that receives increasing attention is die markers. These are tiny imperfections unique to individual dies, including scratches, polishing lines, chips, or small raised dots. Because every die develops its own pattern of wear, specialists use these markers to identify coins struck from the same die pair. Careful comparison of die markers allows researchers to reconstruct production sequences and identify previously unknown die varieties. Error attribution requires systematic analysis rather than assumption. Suppose a collector discovers an unusual raised line extending across the surface of a 1994 D cent. That line might represent a genuine die crack, but it could also be the result of a scratch, damage, or environmental contamination. Experienced numismatists evaluate the shape, location, texture, and relationship of the feature to surrounding design elements before reaching conclusions. Genuine die cracks appear raised because metal flowed into the crack within the die during striking, whereas scratches inflicted after minting generally cut into the coin's surface. Another fascinating category involves retained struck through material. Occasionally, the foreign object responsible for a strike-through remains attached to the coin after striking. Instead of merely leaving an impression, the material becomes embedded within the surface. Such pieces provide remarkable evidence of the exact circumstances under which the error occurred and are highly prized because of their unusual appearance. Die adjustment strikes represent another unusual production anomaly. During setup or maintenance, mint personnel occasionally strike test coins using insufficient pressure while adjusting machinery. These lightly struck pieces exhibit incomplete design details because the metal never fully filled the die recesses. Authentic die adjustment strikes are considerably scarcer than ordinary, weak strikes caused by worn dies or insufficient striking pressure during routine production. The Denver Mint's reputation for efficient production means that spectacular errors from this facility are relatively uncommon compared with the vast number of coins produced. Consequently, when dramatic authenticated errors do appear, they often generate significant collector interest simply because of their scarcity. Error specialists routinely monitor auctions and dealer inventories searching for previously undocumented examples that expand existing knowledge. Many collectors maintain detailed records of every coin added to their collections. These records frequently include purchase date, acquisition source, certification number, grade, weight, photographs, provenance, and observations regarding die characteristics. Comprehensive documentation not only enhances the educational value of the collection, but also simplifies insurance, estate planning, and future sales. The role of provenance should not be underestimated. A coin with documented ownership history, especially if previously featured in important collections or reference books, may attract greater collector attention than an otherwise identical specimen lacking historical documentation. Provenance creates a narrative linking the coin to earlier generations of collectors and researchers. Over the years, numerous myths have circulated regarding Lincoln cents. Some individuals believe that every doubled letter automatically indicates a rare doubled die. Others assume that any discoloration or unusual texture must represent a valuable mint error. In reality, the majority of unusual appearances result from circulation damage, corrosion, improper storage, cleaning, or other post-mint events rather than manufacturing mistakes. Careful education helps collectors avoid costly misunderstandings. The widespread availability of affordable digital microscopes has transformed amateur numismatics. Collectors can now examine coins at magnifications once available only to professionals. High-resolution imaging reveals die polishing lines, microscopic cracks, plating characteristics, and minute doubling invisible to the naked eye. Online communities regularly share these images, allowing specialists worldwide to contribute opinions regarding attribution and authenticity. Storage environments significantly influence long-term preservation. Copper-plated zinc cents react differently to environmental conditions than earlier bronze compositions. High humidity may encourage corrosion beneath damaged plating, eventually producing bubbles or rough surfaces. Collectors therefore prefer low humidity storage using inert materials free from acids, sulfur compounds, or harmful plasticizers capable of accelerating deterioration. Many experienced collectors periodically review older collections because knowledge evolves continually. A coin dismissed decades earlier as insignificant may later become recognized as an important die variety after additional research. Conversely, features once believed rare may eventually prove relatively common as more examples are documented. Numismatics remains a dynamic field in which ongoing research continually refines understanding. Market values fluctuate according to collector demand, available supply, and broader economic conditions. Certain era categories become especially popular following publication in major reference works or increased media attention. Registry competitions may also increase demand for top-grade certified examples, encouraging stronger auction realizations. Nevertheless, sustainable value ultimately depends upon genuine rarity supported by authentication rather than temporary publicity. Auction houses specializing in numismatics provide valuable market information through publicly available archives documenting realized prices. Collectors frequently consult these records when estimating the value of comparable coins. Such documented sales provide a far more reliable foundation than unsupported internet claims suggesting extraordinary values without evidence. Professional authentication remains especially important for high-value era coins. Experts examine numerous diagnostic features including metal composition, weight, strike characteristics, die markers, edge formation, and microscopic surface details. Sophisticated analytical equipment may also be employed when necessary to distinguish genuine mint origin anomalies from alterations performed after the coin entered circulation. The educational aspect of collecting often becomes as rewarding as the coins themselves. Studying minting technology introduces collectors to metallurgy, engineering, industrial manufacturing, history, economics, and art. Every coin represents the intersection of these disciplines within an object small enough to fit comfortably in the palm of one's hand. Lincoln cents also illustrate broader economic history. During the decades following the composition change from bronze to copper-plated zinc, the United States Mint continuously sought methods of controlling production costs while maintaining durability and public acceptance. The 1994 D cent embodies this balance between tradition and modern manufacturing efficiency. Collectors sometimes pursue complete annual sets containing examples from every United States mint operating during a particular year. A 1994 set might include Philadelphia and Denver cents along with coins of other denominations from the same year. Such collections provide historical snapshots of American circulating coinage at specific moments in time. Era collecting encourages careful observation. Features easily overlooked during ordinary use become subjects of detailed analysis under magnification. Slight shifts in design alignment, tiny die cracks, incomplete lettering, or unusual surface textures may all provide clues regarding the coin's manufacturing history. Developing these observational skills often enhances appreciation for the remarkable precision normally achieved during modern coin production. Educational organizations, local coin clubs, and national numismatic associations provide opportunities for collectors to exchange knowledge, display discoveries, and learn from experienced specialists. Exhibits frequently feature dramatic era coins demonstrating the many ways in which manufacturing processes occasionally deviate from normal production. Such displays help newer collectors distinguish authentic mint errors from post-mint damage. The excitement surrounding roll searching persists largely because important discoveries continue to occur. Although billions of Lincoln cents have already been examined, unopened bank rolls, estate collections, and forgotten accumulations still produce noteworthy finds from time to time. Each discovery contributes additional information to the ongoing study of United States coinage. It is equally important to approach sensational claims with healthy skepticism. Stories describing ordinary 1994 Lincoln cents selling for hundreds of millions of dollars circulate widely online, often accompanied by misleading photographs or exaggerated headlines designed to attract attention. These claims are not supported by verified auction records, recognized grading services, or professional numismatic research. Genuine rarity does exist within the series, particularly among dramatic authenticated mint errors, but responsible valuation depends upon documented evidence rather than speculation. For collectors fortunate enough to discover an unusual 1994 cent, the recommended course involves careful handling, accurate weighing, detailed photography, comparison with established references, and submission for professional authentication if the coin appears genuinely significant. This systematic approach preserves both the physical condition of the coin and the credibility of any subsequent attribution. Ultimately, the lasting appeal of the 1994 Lincoln cent lies in its combination of historical significance, artistic design, engineering precision, and the enduring possibility of discovering something unexpected. Every authenticated error expands understanding of the minting process, while every well-preserved example serves as a tangible reminder of the craftsmanship involved in producing even the smallest denomination of United States currency. Although extraordinary multimillion-dollar valuations remain unsupported for this issue, the educational value, historical importance, and collecting enjoyment offered by the 1994 Lincoln cent ensure that it continues to occupy an important place within American numismatics and in the collections of enthusiasts around the world. The conclusion of the story surrounding the 1994 Lincoln cent reminds collectors that every coin, regardless of denomination, possesses a history extending far beyond its purchasing power. From the moment molten metals were refined into industrial materials, to the manufacture of zinc coils, the application of copper plating, the punching of planchets, the upsetting process that formed protective rims, and the tremendous pressure of the coining press at the Denver Mint, each coin passed through a carefully controlled sequence of engineering operations. As years passed, many 1994 Lincoln cents accumulated scratches, stains, corrosion, and wear from constant circulation. Others were lost beneath floorboards, dropped into fountains, stored in jars, forgotten in dresser drawers, or preserved inside family collections assembled decades ago. Some remain sealed inside original Federal Reserve bags or unopened bank rolls, preserving nearly flawless mint state surfaces. These different paths created the wide range of conditions encountered today, from heavily worn circulated examples to remarkably pristine coins displaying brilliant original luster. The coin's modest face value has never prevented it from attracting serious scholarly attention. Numismatists continue researching production figures, die varieties, striking anomalies, and preservation techniques with the same enthusiasm devoted to much older and rarer American coinage. Every authenticated die crack, every newly documented double die, every clipped planchette, and every dramatic off-center strike contributes another chapter to the ongoing study of United States mint operations. One reason Lincoln cents remain extraordinarily popular is their accessibility. Virtually anyone can begin collecting them with minimal financial investment. Unlike many expensive rare coins requiring substantial resources, Lincoln cents encourage collectors of every age to participate. Children frequently begin by examining change received from everyday purchases. Adults rediscover the hobby while searching inherited collections or organizing old jars of coins. Experienced specialists may eventually pursue advanced die varieties, registry-quality certified specimens, or spectacular mint errors, but the hobby often begins with the simple curiosity inspired by an ordinary cent. Knowledge gradually transforms ordinary observation into informed evaluation. A beginner may initially notice only the date and mint mark. With experience, attention expands to include strike quality, die state, luster, color classification, rim formation, edge characteristics, planchet quality, and microscopic diagnostic markers. The more one studies, the more every coin reveals about the complex manufacturing process responsible for its creation. Advanced collectors frequently employ precision instruments including digital scales accurate to hundredths of a gram, digital calipers measuring thousandths of an inch, stereoscopic microscopes, fiber optic lighting systems, and specialized photographic equipment. These tools permit detailed examination while minimizing unnecessary handling. Accurate measurement often provides the first indication that a coin differs from standard production specifications. Authentication remains the cornerstone of responsible numismatics. Genuine mint errors possess consistent diagnostic characteristics reflecting their origin during the manufacturing process. Professional examiners evaluate every aspect of a suspected error before determining authenticity. Weight, composition, die characteristics, strike quality, edge formation, microscopic surface features, and comparison with documented examples all contribute to the final assessment. This systematic approach protects collectors from altered coins while preserving confidence within the marketplace. Among the most dramatic discoveries are wrong planchet errors, major off-center strikes, broad strikes, multiple strikes, clipped planchets, significant die breaks, retained struck-through objects, and authenticated double dies. Each category illustrates a different stage at which the normal minting process briefly departed from perfection. Because such events occur infrequently relative to the enormous number of coins produced, genuine examples remain highly desirable among specialists. The marketplace rewards documented rarity rather than speculation. Coins supported by certification, provenance, auction history, and recognized attribution generally command stronger collector confidence than unsupported claims appearing on social media or sensational websites. Responsible collectors therefore emphasize evidence above excitement, understanding that long-term value depends upon verifiable facts rather than exaggerated headlines. Technology continues reshaping the hobby. Digital archives allow collectors to compare discoveries with thousands of previously documented varieties. Online educational seminars, virtual coin shows, and international discussion forums enable enthusiasts from different countries to exchange information almost instantly. Artificial intelligence assists in image enhancement and catalog organization, while advanced photographic techniques reveal microscopic details impossible to appreciate with the naked eye. Yet despite these technological advances, the essential excitement remains unchanged, carefully examining a coin in search of something extraordinary. The historical importance of the Lincoln cent series extends well beyond individual issues, such as the 1994 D. Since its introduction in 1909, the series has reflected changing artistic styles, economic conditions, metallurgical developments, and manufacturing technologies. It has survived 2 world wars, the Great Depression, the Space Age, the Information Age, and countless social and economic transformations. Throughout these events, the Lincoln cent remained a constant presence in everyday American life. Abraham Lincoln himself remains one of the most respected figures in United States history. His portrait on the cent symbolizes honesty, perseverance, leadership, and national unity. Millions of people encounter Lincoln's likeness daily without necessarily reflecting upon the historical legacy represented by that familiar profile. Collectors often develop deeper appreciation for Lincoln's life while studying the coin series bearing his image. The Denver Mint likewise occupies an important place within American industrial history. Its employees combine precision engineering with artistic craftsmanship to produce circulating coinage meeting demanding standards of quality and durability. Although modern automation performs much of the manufacturing process, human expertise continues guiding equipment maintenance, quality control, die preparation, and inspection. Every genuine mint error demonstrates not carelessness, but the reality that even highly sophisticated industrial systems occasionally experience brief mechanical irregularities. Preservation ensures that future generations may continue studying these coins. Proper storage using inert holders, stable temperatures, controlled humidity, and careful handling minimizes deterioration over time. Avoiding abrasive cleaning, harsh chemicals, and unnecessary polishing protects original surfaces essential for accurate grading and historical integrity. Coins preserved today become educational resources for tomorrow's collectors and researchers. Many experienced numismatists encourage new collectors to focus first upon knowledge rather than immediate financial gain. Learning how coins are manufactured, understanding grading standards, recognizing authentic mint errors, and developing patience generally prove more valuable than chasing sensational stories promising instant wealth. The greatest collections are often assembled gradually through years of careful study and thoughtful acquisitions. Occasionally, remarkable discoveries still emerge from unexpected places. Estate collections assembled generations ago, forgotten safety deposit boxes, unopened bank rolls, old cash registers, and inherited family accumulations continue producing interesting coins. Such discoveries remind collectors that important numismatic material may remain hidden despite decades of searching. Every new authenticated variety expands collective understanding of the Lincoln cent series. When discussing value, realism remains essential. Ordinary circulated 1994 Lincoln cents generally retain only modest collector premiums unless displaying unusual characteristics. Attractive uncirculated examples command stronger interest, especially in high certified grades. Genuine authenticated mint errors may range from modest premiums for minor varieties to substantial values for dramatic and exceptionally rare production anomalies. However, there is no verified evidence that a 1994 Lincoln cent has ever achieved or currently possesses a market value of $274 million. No major auction house, professional grading service, or recognized numismatic authority has documented such a sale or valuation. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and responsible collecting depends upon documented facts. Collectors should therefore evaluate every coin individually. Factors influencing value include authenticity, rarity, condition, eye appeal, strike quality, certification, historical significance, collector demand, and documented market performance. These objective criteria have guided numismatic valuation for generations and continue serving as the foundation of a trustworthy marketplace. The 1994 Lincoln cent ultimately demonstrates that importance cannot always be measured by denomination. A coin originally intended to circulate as 1 cent may later become an educational artifact illustrating metallurgy, industrial engineering, artistic design, American history, and the fascinating science of mint errors. Whether preserved in a museum, displayed within a registry quality collection, discovered in pocket change, or passed from one generation to the next, each genuine example carries a story extending far beyond its monetary face value. For the dedicated collector, every examination represents an opportunity to learn. Every authenticated variety deepens understanding. Every accurately documented discovery contributes to the broader numismatic community. Every well-preserved coin safeguards a small piece of American heritage. The true reward of collecting the 1994 Lincoln cent lies not in unrealistic expectations of impossible prices, but in appreciating the remarkable craftsmanship, history, and scientific interest contained within one of the smallest and most familiar coins ever produced by the United States Mint. That enduring combination of history, artistry, precision engineering, collector curiosity, and the possibility, however small, of discovering a genuine mint era ensures that the 1994 Lincoln cent will continue attracting attention from beginners, advanced specialists, historians, educators, investors, and lifelong numismatists for many years to come. It stands as a reminder that even the humblest coin can inspire careful research, meaningful education, and lasting appreciation when examined with patience, knowledge, and respect for the remarkable history it represents.